Sup chat, welcome back to my empty playthrough. There it is. Welcome back to VLDC 7. Or I should say good morning, or good very late night. Depends on what type of person you are. But there also exists time zones. Anyway, welcome back to VLDC 7. I'll be honest, I don't even remember the last world we did before this. I think it was the cave world. I think. But as you can see, we started on this sky world, or whatever you want to call it. I kind of like how they, like, I don't give credit enough. I freaking love custom overworlds for VLDCs. That's why, like, I can't complain about VLDC 2, 3, 4, and 5 finally being made public, right? Because I thought for a long time it was forever lost in time. And then this person's like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to compile VLDC 1 through 6 in one entire ROM hack. And I'm like, okay, that's exciting. Except, like I said, I don't want to sound, you know, what's the word, like, not appreciated, but, you know, VLD, that 6-pack, it was called 6-pack, it didn't have a custom overworld, right? It was just one big island, each tile being a level, you know? And, like I said, it would have been nice if there was custom, you know, a custom overworld for each VLDC, but, you know, I can't complain that, you know, the old school VLDCs finally got publicized. But anyways, let's just, yeah, I'm just rambling on about random crap. It's freaking literally 3 a.m. my time. I just wanted to get a stream in. I was like, you know, I'm on the night shift. I got about 2 hours left. What should I do? Stream VLDC. So, let's continue on. We got this bridge level. We got Stronger Than Dirt by Sockbat Replica. Oh boy. I am quite familiar with this name. For better or for worse, I don't remember. 56th place. Alright. I like how it's called Stronger Than Dirt, and then we're on a bridge. That's why I was kind of, you know, sugarcoating. Is it a sky world? Who knows? Alright. By the way, yeah, I forgot about the bingo card already, but lo and behold, we got switch blocks. We are about 3 minutes into the stream, and we already filled out something. But I also want to do this for my lovely viewers. So go ahead and play along if you would like. It is pinned in the stream. But I'll be honest, I'd be surprised if anyone stops by today. Almost feels like it's the weekend, isn't it? Oh! I'm actually surprised I made that jump. Alright, this is a very, you know, unique set of sprites used right now. You got these boo circles, you got Bowser statues, we got dirt in the sky, and we got a saw that I foolishly jumped into when I didn't really want to. Stronger Than Dirt by Sockbat Replica. Let's do it. But yeah, speaking of the overworld, you know, I really love how they made it actually look like, you know, the sky, right? Because hello? I was like, okay, the platform's not above, I'm just gonna drop on it. Ladies and gentlemen, where is my platform? That's a sprite limitation moment. Okay, good start, good start. Look, there it is. It just didn't want to show up for the second time around. Or maybe I'm just rusty, you know? I haven't played in actually quite a while now. Oh, the hitbox. Like, I know that the hitbox like that is pretty, you know? But like, damn! Alright. I'm surprised I'm having this much trouble. I'm kind of just effing around, honestly. I know it sounds like an excuse for why I'm playing bad in. Maybe I am. But shoutouts to the absolute banner. Hello. Oh, come on. Oh, there's the boo. I was about to say, did the boo seriously despawn? It needs to go a little higher. A little lower. Okay, that should do. It was a cave. Okay. And yes, I'm aware that the midway was going to play. Oh no! No! Oh my god. If I should have not ate my words, you know? I should have grabbed the midway when I had the chance. It was the midway I saw, right? Yes. That's my reaction right now. Are you telling me the orange pipe, or the yellow pipe, sorry. The yellow pipe we cannot enter, but a random ass green pipe that looked like it belonged with the scenery. Brother. Like remember when I said that, you know, I can't remember Sockbat Replica. Oh, it was here. Is that considered a break? Okay, collect the midway before I check these other goddamn pipes. By the way, I'm going back in here because even though we don't have the purple P-switch, or purple dude, yes, I know my colors. The red switch palace. I will take flight here and let's check out. Okay, it was just the Yoshi coin. Oh, look how beautiful that was. I know that's completely RNG to me, but it looks satisfying, right? I did not mean to take flight there. Alright, midway properly. I honestly thought with the red switch blocks there, I kind of thought that it was going to be a secret exit, not going to lie. It's been a while since we had a secret exit. At the beginning of this playthrough, almost like a good handful of levels had what's it called? Secret exits, I didn't realize. Okay, I know I wanted to tell something. There we go. No death before exit, even though it was very close to dying there. Alright, nice sprite limitations again. I should add that to the bingo card next time. Oh! Okay. I mean, this level does have its problems, but honestly, it's pretty... That's another sprite limitation, by the way. That Bowser statue not shooting their flames. As I was saying, this level is actually pretty fun, but functionality-wise, it's seriously lacking. And right now I'm going stupid here. Just go around it, Felix. I have noticed the time, but I mean, if you notice, it was kind of short to get to the midway. I'm not gonna commit. So, like, obviously I'm taking my time. Yeah, I'm taking my time, but if, you know, it's another case of if I, you know, speed ran, this level is pretty short. But also, there's these boom rings that, you know, stop you from going fast. So, it's still technically a short level. You know, if you were a tryhard and just flew over each level, you could literally fly over that level in about 20 seconds. So, GG's. Yeah, like, it was a fun level. I did like the challenge, but the functionality, how I'm feeling is, if I had to play that level any longer, I think I would have disliked it in the end. But it's you know, it's that saying that I said for another level that, like, it's a good level, but just overall, it's pretty poorly made. I forget what level I said that to. I wonder if I could look down the list and point it out. Okay, yeah, there's a bit too many. Like, maybe Malicious Minds. I think I said that for Malicious Minds, that this level was legit good, but functionality-wise, even though it's a 7, it was kind of, iffy. And same goes for this level. You have sprite limitations. The boo rings are a bit complicated, but they are very inconsistent. Sprite limitations. Again, I don't know if I want to classify this level as short, because if you notice with the boo rings, I wonder if the creator expected you to, kind of get stuck in the circle and have to dodge, other enemies while the ring, does its course, right? Like you saw at the end, where I was kind of in the corner waiting for the boo ring to have an opening. I had to dodge both the Bowser statue and the saw. So I think I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt and not classify it as short, but, it's still functionally pretty poor, so it is you. Like I said, fun level, cute setups, but, each death makes the level different than the previous run, so it's very inconsistent and pretty, like, functionally speaking, poor. So I still liked it though, and I think that gameplay wise is gonna get an 8. So like, compared to these two, I know I said I wasn't gonna classify this level as short, but I still think that, these two levels are still a good comparison. And honestly, this, like, Stronger Than Dirt kind of holds up with Reznar's Ice Path, but because of the what's it called, like, functionality wise, and the sprite limitations, and all of that, I honestly did not like Devious Devices. That was a bad way to go out last stream. It does feel like it deserves to go, right here, right? So I'll give it over Devious Devices, but not Parallel Pyramid. Even though Parallel Pyramid was also a problematic level in itself. So Stronger Than Dirt gets 29th. The aesthetics, honestly, the dirt was not necessary. It's a sky world, for God's sakes. It looked more like chocolate than more like chocolate than dirt. Alright, creativity. There was some cute setups with the boo rings. 7.5. Yeah, the consistency, I think, honestly, a 6. No, I'll give it a 7, but functionality gets a 6. It's, not good, but I'll give it an 8. And I'll put, just in case, short-ish. Not 2 question marks. I'm not going to question it that much. Alright. Again, this level's kind of, middle ground. I think, with what I said before, I got lucky that I beat it as quote-unquote quickly as I did, because I think, in the end, I would have ranked this level as poor. And I still kind of did. Anyways, Lakitu's Castle by ZMann. Let's go. 20th place. This dude is the master of getting constant, like, high placings, but I think he only got top 10 in, I think, VLDC 4, and it was a 3rd place. But other than that, it's just constant, like, 20th place, 17th place. But he didn't fare all that good in VLEC 6 to me. His VLEC 6 level was, how I said it, his weakest level that I've played, but I like how I'm starting to, you know, not keep track, but take note of, you know, specific names, right? Which, I mean, it's about time, because we've been playing, you know, about 7 VLDCs in a row on stream. I do not want to collect that mushroom. Oh, hello. Because if you do, he's gonna start throwing spinies at you. nice spikes. I can't help but think it's a little dark because... Also, man, that is loud. Can't help but think that's a little dark because... Also, yeah, I can't help but think that's a little dark because those look like drowned spinies. Rated M for mature. Anyways, I paused because that... Lakitu is technically an auto-generator. I thought I killed the music. Our vertical section, we are just filling out this frickin' this bingo card. I'll wait before. I'll be the judge to say if this is a vertical section or not. And I mean, it's looking like it, right? Midway. Yeah, I'll give it vertical section, wherever it may be. There we go. Also, is this background purple? Sure, we're just speedrunning this goddamn bingo card right now. I hate how I'm, you know, pausing every time, but... Alright. So far, pretty cool. I like how, you know, ZMann levels are pretty simple, but they are, you know, they're like eye candy, and he sticks to a gimmick, and he's doing the same thing here, that, you know, the main gimmick is the Lakitu. And I mean, I want to say that, you know, he's not really doing anything with the, I am so stupid. I did not save state at the midway. I did that because I wanted to see if there was a downwards path there, and I was going to be like, okay, I'm close enough to the midway. Point at the stupid idiot. Alright. So as I was saying that, you know, I'm a fan of ZMann levels. That, you know, he stays true, kind of like Blue Leaf, that he stays true to, you know, VLDC being VLDC. In which, you know, he keeps it very simple, and, you know, he keeps a gimmick and does a good job at it. And, oh! How did I not get hit there? And it's no different here, but as I was saying that, you know, I don't want to say that, you know, he's not really doing much with the Lakitu gimmick, but I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, because how do you exactly, you know, turn a, you know, level, like, you know, there we go. How do you exactly, you know, center an entire level, you know, VLDC length, around Lakitu of all enemies, you know? You can only do so much. Like, I could think of some cool setups, but, you know, I was not the one to make a level centered around Lakitus. At least not yet. Because I think it's a pretty annoying enemy to deal with. Like, go back to being a referee for Mario Kart, dude. And he's gone. Alright. Oh. I'll check down here. Yeah, like, every level in this freaking VLDC have switch blocks. It's freaking crazy. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, the reason why I'm paranoid about all these switch palaces is, you know, is there gonna be a secret exit? Like, I saw red dots down there. I'm not gonna throw myself into another pit, but yeah, out of all the ZMann levels, I think my favorite was his Snowy Mountain in VLDC 3? You could tell I'm saying that with a lot of confidence. I always mix up VLDC 3, 4, and 5 for some reason. They're like the goddamn same to me at this rate. Alright. Oh, I missed the Yoshi coin. Oh well. Alright, perfect 50?
40.
40 instead. Yeah, like... I think ZMann should have stuck with the Lakitu a bit more than what he did in that level. Alright, no bingo yet. We're about halfway through this playthrough, chat. Is the run going to be invalid? Dude. I don't know why that extra note's in there. I wonder if they did that on purpose. The people that made this. I don't know who made this, you know, overworld. Because I know VLDC 6, it was like some dude named Yoshi. I'm sorry that the name's not coming to mind. VLDC 1, I don't remember. But still, shoutouts to, you know, whoever makes these custom overworlds. Like I said, I was, what's the word, inspired to, you know, try to make my own. Which is why I downloaded all of the VLDC 13 levels. Because that was my idea. But... fortunately, that plan never came into fruition. Anyway, Lakitu's Castle. That was... like, I'm not being biased because it's ZMann, but it just felt pretty solid. But as I said in the end, I think that ZMann should have stuck a bit more to the gimmick. Because, you know, 2 of the rooms did have the auto-generated Lakitu, but it didn't last all that long, if you noticed. And it wasn't that much of a... threat to begin with. But that's ZMann, you know, keeps it very simple, which is the point of VLDC for the most part. Overall, not bad. But it's just, you know, just very normal, so I think it goes... like, the aesthetics didn't really strike me as... when I see Lakitu's Castle, I expect it to be, you know, a bit more cloudy or, you know, foresty, but didn't, you know, hit that mark. I know there was some ground parts, but there wasn't really any clouds. It's the Sky World, for God's sakes. I don't know, like I said, I'm kind of just picking nitty bits. It's not my level. I'm just a dude showcasing what all these lovely VLDC creators have in store to make this playthrough, because I want to make this public. See, it's like a work of art, you know. I'm the museum. Okay, so like I'm thinking around here, but you know, like the level wise, you know, kept me involved, but it was just, you know, very simple. So honestly, down here, probably, because like the level was a perfect length. I thought maybe the first half was a little short, but the second half, you know, I feel like I've been saying that for every level, you know, really putting the magnifying glass on, you know, is it a long level? Is it a short level? Tell me! So, yeah, I was thinking up here, but, you know, all these levels were classified as, you know, mid, but at least they had a gimmick. And I mean, so did ZMann, don't get me wrong. But I still think that it's down here underneath Baked Fish Cake. I was thinking below Bones Hot Bus, but I think, you know, I think it's still better than that. Like, functionally speaking, it was, you know, very well done as well. So that's why I was thinking, you know, maybe it does go up here. But, you know, Emerald Grotto, you know what, I was being like, okay, Emerald Grotto is better, but then I thought about it more, and no, it wasn't, because I remember the only thing I liked about Emerald Grotto was, you know, the layer 2 being giant blocks of emerald. So, honestly speaking, yeah, I'll give you 19th for this. Like, you know, the only downside I gotta say about this level is I wish it done more with its gimmick, and you know, I was rambling on about the entire level that, you know, centering a level around Lakitu of all enemies is pretty tough. So I think 19th is good. Because I think it's, you know, like maybe I gotta freaking rearrange levels around here again, you know? Fine, let me go see what... Let me go remember what Baked Fish Cake was all about. Okay, it was this level that... Yeah, it was just, like, goofy. That's what it says in the extra notes, you know? But that's the thing, this level technically had a gimmick too, and they utilized it for the entire level, so... Alright, let's rearrange some levels. So, yeah, I think Baked Fish Cake can move up. I'm willing to put it above these two for sure, but I don't think better than Wooden Welkin. So I'll feel better about that. And now, Lakitu can still stay at 19. So the aesthetics, I mean... I like the music, but like I said, the castle didn't really fit the theme of Lakitu. I'll give it a 7, I'm sorry. Creativity, I guess 7.5, but it's an auto-generator. By default, I cannot give it a 10, but functionality, I will give you a 10. And playability, just a 7.5. So, like I said, I'm a little iffy on its placement, but I'll worry about that when we get to the finalized rankings. Alright, up we go. We got Algid Ascent by Magiluigi and Nimono. That is a collab. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Collab. Alright, I wonder if Magiluigi is the person from VLEC 6 just named Magi. I do recognize Nimono. So these two are familiar names for the most part. Oh, banger music. Dude, I fucking love this song. I'm honestly surprised to hear it in VLEC 7. I thought it was from VLEC 8. I'm spoiled, dude. Alright, nice aesthetics so far. Again, it's not an ice level, despite how the aesthetics look. And even the ground, you know? Even the ground doesn't have, like, is clearly, you know, icy looking. I mean, look at this. Is that not frost on the freaking bushes? Come on, like, come on. You know, remember when I was always, you know, back in VLEC 6, I was constantly roasting VLEC. Constantly roasting VLDC because there would be so many, you know, levels that be like, oh yeah, this is definitely an ice level, and then it would just not have ice physics. Ladies and gentlemen, where are we going? Where am I going? Oh my, where am I? Can I climb on that? Yo, let's find out what's in the pipe. What do we got? Oh, this is very much different. That's the midway. Let's... Fuck. Stupid. Alright, guess it was very forgetful. I guess that's what happens when you stream at goddamn 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Alright, I wonder if that was intentional or if that was a break. And I'm not gonna cross it off yet until we find out what's in the what's it called? Pipe that we were supposed to enter, you know? I.e. this pipe. Or what do we got? Okay, this looks different. I wonder if that's... God damn it. I wonder if that's the midway entrance. I'm gonna find out when we get to the what's it called? The midway. But speaking of collabs, this is a, you know, easy case, you know, easily being able to tell, you know, who made what section, right? Because I like collab levels, you know. If I were to, oh, I really can't reach that. If I were to, you know, make a VLEC level, even when I was, you know, stepping songs for FFR, completely unrelated topic, by the way, I always wanted to do a collab with something, but obviously my autistic ass cannot do it. Alright, let's get a shell for that. I assume it's just a power-up. Get over here, Felix. That will do. I'll grab this one. And it's... oh, Fire Flower. Can I ever reach it? I can. Alright. Must I say, I'm not biased because of how much I adore the outside music, but this doesn't really feel like it fits, right? Unless Algid means something, but I don't know. Anyway, guess where we're at now. Yeah, that... so let's... I'm gonna take the death on purpose. Bind alive! Yep. Yep. Alright, that's... yeah, that's a break. That's a break because if we flew over that, then we would skip all the way to the midway, you know, skipping a pretty big section here, you know? Alright, back to banger music. Hell yeah. Like, there's a reason why VLDC 8 is one of my favorites, because, like, so much music that I absolutely love, to the point of me, like, you know, listening to it outside of, you know, playing it, came from VLDC 8. And this was one of it, you know, back when I made, you know, a custom packs for, oh my god, custom packs for, you know, games I used to play, I would change, you know, the in-game music to play songs like this instead. Alright, this section is fucking beautiful, dude. I gotta admit, this is... like, look at that background. That, if that's not, you know, like, perfection in terms of, you know, like, ascending, you know, higher up, then I don't know what is. So I'll be the one to say, honestly, the fire section kind of, you know, kind of ruins the mood. But this is, you know, this is nice. Gameplay-wise, though, I don't know. I'm not gonna say it yet, but let me tell you that this vertical section is the type of vertical section that you do not want to fall, because you are technically screwed if you fall. Alright, look at all these lines. Oh my god. Ooh, keep. That'll be helpful. Oh, I hope I'm gonna be able to get that. I should be able to. Alright, kind of a pseudo auto-scroller here. Damn, Chuck. Oh, I don't even have a power-up now. Yikes, dude. Alright. I know I adore the aesthetics, but I don't really want to die and have to end up playing the, you know, this entire pseudo auto-scroller again, so... Alright, looking like yet another missed Yoshi coin.
25.
Yeah, the aesthetics is, you know, mwah. I absolutely adored the aesthetics. That moon doesn't count, by the way, for the bingo card. All right, I gotta know for sure. Algid meaning. Algid means chilly, colder, having a low temperature. So that's a. So that solidifies my saying that this should have been an ice level. Like, seriousness, not aside, but, like, jokes aside regarding the ice physics, I think the main reason why people don't really, you know, put ice physics in an ice level is because you know, it's, I wouldn't say hated because I like it, but you know, if you were in a competition, you probably wouldn't want to include the ice physics, and I think that's why, you know, VLDC 7 doesn't do it. But I still like to, you know, shitpost on it. Alright, did I miss anything on the bingo card? Not really. I'm surprised we haven't saw it have any cutoff yet. I do have to add vanilla music though. We had the bonus area. But oh, other than that, we're looking pretty aight. Alright, the level. So this level, like, the aesthetics are just, pun intended, out of this world. I'm like super biased when I say that is probably the best aesthetics we've had in, like, to me, in VLDC 7 so far. Maybe, you know, maybe not really, you know, as good as Spooky Scary Swamp, for example, but I'm willing to already give aesthetics a 9 because of the fire area. I'll admit the fire area was completely, you know, I always said with collab levels, you know, if you do it right, it's really fun to try and guess, you know, who made what section, because, you know, everything feels the same. And unfortunately, this level suffers from, you know, the downside of the, you know, not aesthetics. Well, aesthetics too, but the more I'm talking about it, honestly, I like the gameplay-wise section in the fire section more than in the, you know, mountain parts, because, you know, the last room, again, it's a problem if you fall, because that is a very long ways back up, you know. And like the gameplay wise for the ice section, I'm just gonna call it the ice section. The ice section, you know, it's both yin and yang. Ice section had the aesthetics, not really the gameplay. Fire section had the gameplay, not really the aesthetics, you know? So, so they're suffering from success. Alright, so, yeah, what else is there to talk about this solo? It did have a break, so that will play into the rankings, unfortunately. And yeah, like the gameplay, it did have that vertical section in the end that, again, if you fell, that is a long ways back, and that is kind of a problem, you know? Which is why I say for, you know, past vertical lows that, you know, you have to do it right, or else you're going to have, you know, quote-unquote, pseudo blind jumps. You're going to have enemies falling on you, and all that problems. And this level didn't really have, you know, pseudo blind jumps, but it did have the problem of, you know, I'm just going to shut up. Ranking time! I do love the aesthetics, but it did have a break. And, you know, I'm not saying the gameplay was weak whatsoever, but it did have its, you know, glaring issue to it. So, it's just a matter of how much do I want to, you know, penalize it for said problems. Like, in the defense, you know, if you did fall in the, you know, line guide section in the last room, it is pretty hard to fall off because they did hand you a really, really tall rope. So, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt on that, but I will still include the break. Normally, I'm pretty lenient when it comes to breaks, and I will be a bit here too, but because it did skip a pretty big section in the fire section, so I really don't know where I want to rank this. I did like the aesthetics a lot. The gameplay wise was pretty legit too, but it had a break. So honestly, up here seems like a good spot, despite its break. Like, at first, when I was beating a level, I was thinking, okay, this level's really legit, but the fire section, you know, hurts it. But, you know, then I thought about it more, and that's when I say, you know, the gameplay for the fire section was legit. You know, more legit than the ice section. Even though the ice section was still legit, so I think I want to give it 13th. I think 13th's a good spot. I almost dropped my controller. Because, like, despite it all, it looked nicer, it played nicer than, you know, all of these. You know, it had more spice than Spooky Scary Swamp. I do love Stony Seaside and, like, these two. But those, you know, this level's 13th. It honestly could get 12th over Zipline Adventure, but that's where I'll put it as. So I'll put Break. So the aesthetic, easy 9. Easy 9. That, like, that line guide section, that you know, I had a smile on my face because I was like, holy shit, that is beautiful. Creativity, not all that much, honestly speaking. The consistency, was there actually anything wrong with this level? No difficulty curve. Like, sure, I'll be a shithead and put half point off because the fire section was inconsistent. Alright, playability, I'll give you an 8, screw it. And functionality, 9.5 because not only the break, but I do think that the line guide section was a little iffy, but blame it on the chucks. Blame it on the chucks. Alright, good shit. That was a good level. Alright, Walking on Sunshine. We got Hanging Gardens by Maruhai. Maruhai sounds right. That's how I would always spell high as back in, like, you know, 2010. Be like, oh hi, and spell it as H-A-I. 50th place. Last level of this world, by the way. Why do I not know this music? Like, if I had a crowd, they would all be roasting me right now. What is it from? I think it's from an old Mario game. Or is it Kirby? I don't freaking know, but it's bothering me right now. Fuck! It's like on the tip of my tongue, you know, everyone's heard it. Even I heard it a million times, but I don't know where it's from. Oh, seriously. Okay, fine. So I'm just listening. Where is it from? It's killing me. Alright. Oh, I could probably got a one up there. Oh, thank God for the pipe. Watch out! Plumber launching device ahead. Don't touch any buttons for a peaceful trip. Yoshi. Alright, what if I don't wanna? Oh! Hello! Oh, give me something good? After all that, I can't even collect it because it's behind a goddamn switch block. Because of that, I'm holding the B button. Oh! I'll be honest, if I wasn't holding the button, I think I was dead. I gotta know. I gotta know. Alright, I do like how the that cloud looks with the dirt. Alright. Because I didn't see any platform. Oh, hello. Okay, now I should be able to reach it. There we go. It's not like I'll be able to collect all 5 because of that frickin' Yoshi coin locked behind a oh, it despawned. I think you can get a 1-up. Alright, I'm not holding any buttons, as you can see in the bottom left. Yeah, you barely make that. Honestly, that was pretty satisfying. Alright. Honestly, I like this aesthetics, too. Oh! I'll be honest, I thought these were solids. Was there something down there? I thought I saw something. Oh, I get a shell now. Huh? Oh, I keep thinking I'm seeing stuff. All of, oh no, oh no, oh, okay. Okay, get me in there. Ah! What, I can't enter the frickin' pipe, Felix? Stupid! Okay, this jump kinda sucks. Oh, okay. Don't worry, plumber. The pipe you came from works as a reset pipe in case you get stuck. Does it, then? Sure does. You know how to test it. Because that is a... I'm blind. There it is. That is a bingo slot. Ah! I was getting ready to jump and I somehow pressed down. My bad. There we go. Alright. Are we going to get a midway? Is the question. Oh, yeah, these jumps, as I like to call, are Super Mario jumps. You really gotta... Oh, no. Okay. You really gotta reach... Oh, I almost just died there. Okay. You really gotta reach for the skies, as I was going to say. Okay, I guess this is what the creator meant, because gotta use the Felix. Alright, so far, pretty legit level. Don't really get this, these blocks here. Alright, midway? Or a whole nother section. I don't know which way I want to go. I'm gonna cheat. Oh! I'm gonna cheat and save state, just in case. But I will go this way. Okay. Oh, hello! And there is a secreter up here. Ooh! I do like me some secrets. I'm starved for secret exits all of a sudden. Feed me more. Bonus room. Yo, Golden Luigi. My man. Yo! Yo! The run is valid, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. We got a full bingo, and all it took is my man Luigi. Hell yeah. That was satisfying. Alright, back down to earth. I like how that was technically a soft lock room, but I appreciate that, there was an exit to that. Alright. Am I gonna give brownie points because of that, full bingo? No, I'm not. But, what was I saying? Oh, gosh. See, that's what I mean. These are, hella jumps, man. I gotta get a freaking running start. I can't even get a running start. Oh, my God. Shit. I can't do it, dude. Why can't I get a running start? Come on, Mario. Fine, I'll do it. Okay, I did get enough momentum from that. Yeah, see what I mean by vertical sections? That, enemies can fall on you. I'm kind of freaking out right now. Ah! Okay, this level's not that stressful, Felix. I think I'm just... Oh my god. I think I'm just freaking out because there's probably no midway. Which honestly sucks. Because this level... I'm invested, right? I can tell in my voice I'm having the time of my life, and I am. Oh my god, look at all those enemies falling. Yeah, I don't even know what is, the simple fix to that. Because I'll be honest, I'm guilty. I'm also guilty of... Oh my god. Oh my god. I'll be honest, I'm surprised I haven't taken any damage yet from these falling chugs. Alright, we're, hella climbing. If I didn't cross off, the vertical section from Lakitu's castle, this definitely would have done it. Yeah, top of the screen, man. Really utilized it all. I can't even reach... Oh, it's because that buries the orb! Oh my god, okay, dude, look at that. Barry. Honestly, well freaking played. I did not think I was going to enjoy the level as much as I did, but I did. That was a fun level. Well played, Maruhai. Alright, back down to Earth. Yes, it is a major problem with the amount of falling sharks because, I'll be honest, even though I don't consider myself lucky, I got very lucky not taking any damage. Because if... I don't mean to pull this out of my own butt, but I feel like I remember, you know, having trouble with the falling enemies the last time I played through this. I'll be on. I'll check real quick. I wonder because of that, did I give this level a low ranking on my old list? So I'm just looking right now. Where is it? You know what? I'll save the surprise because I did say at the start of this playthrough that yes, before, you know, this current playthrough, I did stream this, you know, a long time ago, and I did make a separate ranking list then. So I thought, you know, it's going to be fun to, you know, make a new list, which is what I'm doing now. And, you know, come the finale, we're going to find out, you know, how this list compares to my old list. I think that's going to be fun. Alright, so Hanging Gardens. The aesthetics were nice. Some of the jumps were quite Super Mario jumps when I don't think they were meant to be. The vertical section definitely has its problems. And this level was honestly goofy, and I respect the hell out of that because, like I said, I enjoyed the level. There was so much goofy crap going on that was like, you know, oh my god. So with that said, the aesthetic were nice. It had a pretty cute secret with the golden Luigi. I'm not going to count the full bingo from that. So honestly, I just popped my own balloon. Guess what, chat? Watch the bingo card. There was no midway in this level. I honestly wish I forgot because if you like looking back at it, it completely skipped my mind that this level does not have a midway. So that literally means, because if you remember this, how I would say is, you know, I wouldn't even remember that if a level had a midway or not because I was legit enjoying it. You know, I'd be like, oh, there's a midway in this level because I was enjoying the level, and you know. That's the case for this level. I was enjoying it enough that I completely forgot that this level had no midway. So, yeah, like I said, I popped my own balloon because of that. I deflated my own balloon. I'm sad for remembering that. So, honestly, with that said, it's not top 20, even if it did have a midway. Because, yeah, the vertical section had its problems with the falling enemies. That is, you know, the biggest problem to me when it comes to vertical sections like that. And again, I'm kind of guilty with that too, because I don't know how to fix that. So, with all that said, the level was fun. I loved how goofy it was. It had its memorable moments, but it didn't have a midway. So because of that, I think it could go underneath Wooden Welkin. I think. Yeah. Yeah. I was debating if baked fish cake was better or not, and it did have an auto generator. So, like I said, I think it's getting a high placement because I didn't have trouble with, you know, with the vertical section. But honestly, the more I'm saying it, I'm really sorry. But I think because of that vertical section, it will cause problems. It absolutely will cause problems. So with that said, I'm even gonna put it under Emerald Grotto. I'm sorry. Like I said, I like this level. I really do, but it didn't have a midway, and I'll even put a sad face. It's a rare case that if I put a sad face behind it, then that means I'm sad that, you know, it doesn't have a midway, because it would have been a good level. And it was. But like I said, I think I got lucky that, you know, I didn't get hit at all or die at all, because don't forget, if we died in that pretty long vertical section, gotta start all the way at the beginning. So the aesthetics, I liked it. 8. Creativity, honestly, just 7.5. I'm just handing out 7.5s. That's my mid score. Consistency, again, it didn't seem like it, but it, you know, that vertical section will cause problems. Playability, I'll even give you 8.5. It's a fun level. And functionality, also the same. I'll even put a 7.5. What a shame, dude. Alright, that was the Skyworld. So overall, a lot of good levels that, you know, got hurt by something to it. You know, like Bait Fish Cake was a goofy level, but its problem was the auto generator. Devious Devices might honestly be the weakest level of this world, I'll be honest. You know, this level was pretty short. This one, you know, was just very solid and nothing else. This one, you know, I said my pieces, I'm not gonna repeat them. So, honestly, you know, each level was good. Except, Devious Devices. Sorry. That level. So I don't even want to do a bottom 3. There's only frickin' 6 levels in this world. So my top 3 levels, ooh, I actually don't know. You know, I'll only do least favorite, which was Devious Devices, and honestly, my favorite level can go to Hanging Gardens. It deserves it. Peace out, Skyworld. Let's go back down to Earth chat. Alright. I'll be honest, I forget which one we went into for the Skyworld. I think it was the middle pipe. You know what? I'm not gonna find out. Let's just let the RNG decide which sub-area to do next. So, and if we do end up in the Skyworld again, I will just, you know, re-roll. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Got top pipe being 1, middle pipe being 2, downward spot being 3. So the number we get is 3. We're going down. That was the sound of my controller that almost dropped. Alright, where are we going? Speak of the devil, we got the Ice World. Alright, let's play the game, chat. Do you think that one of these levels will at least have ice physics to them? Alright, we got Winter Rap World, www.vldc7.com by Mikul? I'll say Mikkel. Or Michael? I don't know. Mikkel 3242. 71st place. That was a mouthful. Alright, let's go. Ice physics. And we got the banner music. Alright. So yeah, this is what I mean that, you know, ice physics are a slight touchy subject because, you know, trying to balance on top of, you know, the moving great platforms, you know, would cause a problems. Also, these Koopas are feeling a little... Am I about to say? Yes, I am. They're feeling a little blue, chat. Oh, why do I do this to myself? So yeah, speaking of ice physics, you know, I'm a fan of ice physics. It's a video game staple, you know. If you're gonna make a video game, you know, every frickin' game's gonna have an ice world or ice physics or something, you know? Midway already, okay. Left? No, I can't enter the pipe. So we are, like, hella hovering on the top of the screen, aren't we? Oh, we were supposed to. Okay. Well, I didn't listen. Unless... Imagine if I got that off-screen shell kick or shell jump. Hello? Call the ref. Not only did I check it twice, but That's my reaction. Is just eh? Like what the H, man? Haha! See ya, suckers! I'm not actually going to because we're running out of time. Alright. It's awfully empty without the Lakitu, isn't it? And we appear on this side. Everything's feeling a little blue. Wow, that was a quick level. Okay. You know what? Let's find out if there actually is something in this Lakitu section. I'm doing it for that one person that, you know, is curious. Alright, up we go. And honestly, this section's small enough that I'm willing to check. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna assume it's nothing. But I did it for you, random person, and for me too. Alright, GG's. It's short. I've been saying that a lot this VLDC. But I don't really know what to say. What I'm trying to say is, you know, okay, the side did point me to the left, but it did not need all that excessive space after that, you know, arrow telling me to go left, you know? Because you could go, you know, literally to the end of the level, because if it weren't for that pipe, that was the end of the level. So I wonder if they just added the subsection for the Lakitu, in which, you know, if you got rid of the Lakitu, it's pretty empty. But I will admit that, you know, normally you're not supposed to kill the Lakitu with a coin block. And if it weren't for those coin blocks, then you would have no way of getting rid of that Lakitu. So, my sentence is short but pretty sweet. Yeah, I don't got anything else, you know, it's a short level, so it gets a short summary. And ice physics, didn't really have any exits, had a midway though. So, compared to these two, and compared to Stronger Than Dirt, it's, you know, I don't, is it really down here, Felix? It wasn't that bad. I'm sorry, like, okay, hold on. Also, this music's getting a little annoying to listen to, so let's make this quick. Okay, so, the level was not bad, but it didn't really have anything to give. The first half did have some to give, but the second half was pretty underwhelming in comparison. And the level is pretty short, but I don't think it's a bad level. But I think it is that case of every level above it is better in some way. Like, I'm thinking about it more, and I honestly don't want to put it underneath Lotus Cave Overpass, even though Lotus Cave Overpass had more spice to it than Winter Rap World. I think I have to. Like, you know, I could change the rankings around, but there's nothing to move around here, you know? I think it's just a bias talking. So, like, the aesthetics, it was nice. Pun intended. Creativity, not all that much. Consistency, the Lakitu is auto-generated. Playability, 7.5. It was short but sweet. And functionality, honestly, 10. Alright. I'll put short but sweet. I know I'm kind of rushing it, but I feel like the more I'm rambling on, the more we're going to be stuck here, so... And like I said, I'm getting tired of listening to this overworld song. So we got Brisk, Barren, B&B by Louis37. So this is bound to be good. Alright, I can assure you that this is Kirby music. Alright, are those freaking pyramids in the background, dude? Also, guess what level doesn't have ice physics now? This is what I mean, you know? Oh, that's a blue flame. You know, I'm a blue flame, you know, enjoyer. You know, they look cool. I'm just full of puns today when I'm trying not to be, but it just comes naturally, you know. Oh, really? There wouldn't be anything up there, would there? Okay, is this a desert level or what? You got freaking pokies, you got fire, you got pyramids! Like, make up your mind. Did I really? Fine. And it was nothing. Unless? Okay, I was kind of expecting it to go into that, can I get up there? You know, I'll admit it, I'm starved for frickin' secret exits. I should have committed. I'm bad. I'm so bad. Let's get out of here before I end up dying. Alright, that is clearly snow on those bricks. Like, I'm not crazy, right? This level, like, should have been a desert level, right? Like, wait, what is this? Oh, hello. Any secreters? Look at all these springboards. You get all them. Oh, that has ice physics. Okay. What? This is a frickin' desert level, dude. This is not an ice world. Did Louis get mixed up? Alright. That's the reason why I loaded a save state, because I think that was just, you know, bonus room and maybe a skip. So let's see what we missed. Alright, proper ice physics. Like, I seriously am doubting the creator right now. I think this was meant to be a desert level. Like, tell me that I'm not wrong, because there's freaking pokies, there's literally a pyramid that we're in right now, and there was a fire section. Oh my god, am I gonna have to load the save state again? There's a bottom path, too. We might have to play this level multiple times. Like, I'm seriously roasting the creator, and I respect the creator because they're part of the jump team, I'm pretty sure. Oh my god, this level is... Commit. It's a puzzle level. I don't know, dude. I wasn't expecting this to, you know, be a frickin'... Like, there's so many split paths. I'm honestly overwhelmed right now. Look at all these frickin' time platforms. I did like this setup. Oh! Sorry. That may have stressed me out a bit too much. Alright, will we ever end up in that fire section? Okay, so, yeah, there's absolutely, you know, multiple paths in this level. Alright, oh, time to go! Alright, this... You know, minus the level being... Oh, we actually gotta go. Oh, shit. Oh my god. Yeah, we're gonna have to play this level frickin' multiple times. Anything? No? If the ending's here, I'm just gonna, like, load it midway. Alright, let's check this top path first. Because I thought, you know, screw me for not realizing that... shouts to collect all the coins. Screw me for not realizing that, you know, the main path was not gonna lead me back here. Alright. Ice World, by the way. Like, that's all what's on my mind right now is... This level's, I literally dropped my controller. I freaked out. Like, this level You know, what's it doing in the ice world? Also, I don't know. I'm not gonna count that as slowdown, but it did feel like it in that springboard room. Alright, let's see if I can do this properly now. Like, maybe this level does have a secret exit. Or maybe it's just full of secreters like that. Oh! Okay. Okay. I'm glad that, you know, there's a platform there. Yo, look, it's all the Switch Palace. It's the Switch Palace pipes! Alright. Save state, yes, because let's find out what's in here. Okay. So, secret exit. So, let's go... okay, it moved up on its own. But what I was going to say is let's go check out the rest of the pyramid in this ice world, by the way. Yes, I'm gonna roast the creator. if they did not recolor these freaking clearly, you know, desert world, fire world, then yeah, this is just a, you know, a desert world in ice clothes. You know, hell has frozen over. I should have not spin jumped there. Alright, I'm just... you know, now's my chance again. Dana, dude. I'm not gonna keep trying. Am I? Fine, but I'm safe stating, okay? Do we have a deal, chat? I'm not good at far away frickin' walls like that, okay? Cut me some slack. This is so bad. I'm a fraud, dude. As soon as I say that, I get it. It was all for naught, but there you go, chat. Now me and you know. Alright, so what I actually want to talk about is, from what I remember from this level, is there was not a pipe up here before, and that top path took you all the way to the end of the level, like the normal exit. So it's the reason why I'm bringing that up is it's awfully strange that I'm remembering it like that, because I do remember a level that, you know, it made me mad when I was like, hello, you know, this is a freaking ice, this is a desert level. Okay. Right now, you know, I'm trying to single out all of the exits. Exit slash path slash thingamabob slash I gotta go down here. Because don't get me wrong, there's actually quite cool setups in this level. Okay, it was just for a Yoshi coin. That was embarrassing. Oh, I am silly. Alright. Pretty big detour for a Yoshi coin, but I'm not complaining too much. So maybe I didn't miss anything all that much. I am going to save state in this room too, because if I remember, there was a split path in here. Skip? Nope. You like that save? Yes, I had that all planned. And then I actually didn't mean to execute it like that. Okay, I entered that pipe last time, so let's go this way. Maybe I should have checked what was in that pipe. I assume it just takes me to, you know, the path I was at before. I'm stupid. Just classic Felix, you know. I've been through this section before. Okay, so I'm safe stating again because gotta check out mall VLDC. That didn't work out at all. Okay. Oh! 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 I got owned. I got owned. Well played. Alright, so this is what I mean, you know, that's a pretty cool setup. Oh, there's the Yoshi-gun up here, nice. Get away from me, flame. Alright, where does this lead? Leads us back here, okay. So let's go ahead and beat the level then. So I think that is all the paths accounted for, yes. Actually, hold on, there was an extra path in this room, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Okay, it was just for a mushroom, but still. Oh, and it skips us that entire other section. Okay. Sure. That's a pretty nice reward. Alright, GG's. Yeah, honestly, pretty fun level. A lot of cute setups. It did not need that many split paths, but, you know, if it was a desert level, it moved up on its own again. Okay, I didn't even have my frickin' hands on the controller. Yeah, like, why was this not a desert level? That's all I'm thinking right now. There was literal pokies, there were flames, there was a goddamn pyramid, there was split paths like a pyramid traps. There was even a fire section, like... I'll say this is probably the weakest aesthetics level. But the gameplay-wise was pretty fun. I really liked that, the room that we skipped at the end. What... that it had, you know, the time platforms. I really liked the time platform sections in this level. I didn't think that, you know, those time platforms had sauce like that, but VLEC has enlightened me. So, yeah, why was it not a desert level? So, the gameplay-wise was pretty fun, but I am like, really gonna dock it points for the aesthetics. It did... like, the aesthetics made no sense to me. Because you saw on the outside, no ice physics. Inside the pyramid, ice physics, but there's also an entire fire section, too. Like... that's all I could think. So... did have a midway, too many split paths, and aesthetics sucked. But gameplay-wise, pretty legit. So, I think underneath Morton's Magma Mountain. Like, the gameplay-wise can really, you know, propel it up to here, but the aesthetics, I'm not even kidding, is one of the weakest, you know. It made no sense to me. So yeah, because like that's half of VLDC is, you know, appreciating the aesthetics, and it didn't work for me. Like I said, I really wish I had access to the judge notes because I really wanted to see what they said for this level. Because like 59th place makes me wonder that maybe, you know, the judges had the same thought that, you know, hello, this was probably a desert level. Why wasn't it? So yeah, aesthetics, it gets a 4. It's, you know, no ice in the first half. It's a literal pyramid with ice physics. There's a fire section for the secret exit. It makes no sense. Honestly, even a 3. I legit think it's, you know, pretty poor. But the creativity, you know, 8.5, consistency 9, because difficulty curves and split paths, playability 8, and functionality also, I think, like an 8. You know, it's 7. Because, like... that's all I'm gonna write for the extra notes for this level. It makes no sense to me. Alright, I think... I mean, it's my fault for streaming late, but I'm gonna call it there. I'm not like juiced out or anything, but it's a problem that I have this much energy at this time. So I'm gonna chillax for the rest of the night. But I hope you all have a great weekend, or great day, great night, great morning, great etc. And catch you next time. Peace!